I'm doing what I love to do best on this rainy, cold, wet Saturday afternoon here in Sydney, and that's writing to inspire people. I love the metamorphic nature of the written word. I've just listened to a video by a very wise young man. He became wise, he had to, otherwise he'd probably be dead. So he changed his life because of certain events. His video was just about how we create our lives around what other people think. And that's perfectly understandable. We create the personality, we create image, we create identity around what other people think. And we need to in today's society. There's laws and regulations and rules, and that's perfectly fine. But a society built on coming first and A's, so it's perfectly understandable that we do that. There's certain parameters that we need to operate in a society, but we can start to create our own parameters. We can start to become independent, because when you create a life about what other people think, you're codependent. You're codependent on them, and you're reliant on them. You're reliant on what other people say um, about the things you want to create in your life. And we all want to create certain things on our life. We all want to do things, but we get held back. And this is the how. We need to watch our fear, because the fear is very depleting. The fear about what other people think or say. Should we do this? Should I do this? A project comes up, or a goal or an achievement come up, and we hold ourselves back. Or maybe I better not do that because of what other people think. And it's important in today's world, as we move to a more intelligent species, it's important that we all become individuals and not codependent. So creating that life without the pressure, without the fear of what other people think, is so important. So here's the how. It's the fear that's the problem. So how do we get rid of the fear? Fear, like any other emotion, is generated by thought. So we need to watch our thoughts. That is the answer. Creating the ability to watch our thoughts. And then having the intention to choose for something different. Having the intention not to get hooked into our thoughts. Fear is just suffering. And we can become quite addicted to suffering. It seems a bit odd, but we can become quite addicted to suffering. So all we need to do is have an intention to end that suffering. A very vigilant and committed attention to end our suffering. So that's the answer: to watch our thoughts. Don't get hooked into certain emotions that create the fear, that hold us back, that creates the parameters that is expected of us, or we seemingly think that is expected of us. But people want us to achieve. People love seeing other people achieve. They might get jealous, they might get envious, and that might come out in certain ways, but that is because they're holding themselves back as well. So can you see that's where it's so important for us all to become individuals and independent and walk through those fears. So that's the how, to watch our thoughts. How do we watch our thoughts? We raise our level of consciousness, our inner awareness. And then we watch those thoughts and let them go. What is consciousness? Consciousness is the ability to see what you need to change to end your suffering. And that goes with everything in your life. Consciousness is everything about fulfilling a full and a meaningful life. So how do you raise your level of consciousness? Here's the other how. I'll give you four, four, 4 points, 4 tips, and you can look at my website. There's more explanation there. But the 4 tips are simply to feel the emotions, feel it all. To heal yourself, heal all relationships. Take full responsibility. Don't take revenge. Let go of the anger. Heal the relationship. That's where a more peaceful world starts, when we all start healing relationships, especially the one with ourselves. Don't beat yourself up. That's the worst thing you can do. I used to do it a lot. Not anymore. Well, maybe a little bit. And then the next one is to let go. With that ability to watch your thoughts and create the life you want, you can see where you suffer, so you let it go. You don't hook into those same old thoughts that create those parameters around what you should be like. And then you love. It's simple. Then you love. You love yourself for doing all the work to create the life you want. And then you pass that love on to everybody else. And you'll see, once you start choosing for that, your life will change. So there's the tips. Watch your thoughts, raise your level of consciousness. And you do that by feel, heal, let go, and love. Until next time, love from me.